Let's talk about the eclipse. I don't know the science in this. Maybe you guys can help me out. This is Right Side Broadcasting Network. Brian Glenn, who is apparently dates what's her face?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's
He's
what
talking about
like?
the eclipse, and may have like somehow been practicing looking into the sun. This apparently the total eclipse is going to have some scientific implications that I wasn't aware of. Let's go to Dr. Brian Glenn. He's not a doctor.
I want you guys to have a fantastic weekend, and here's why. This might be the last normal weekend that we have for quite some time. I mean, we've got this solar eclipse on Monday, this very rare solar eclipse. Who knows what the fallout from that will be? Plus, that will be combined with several earthquakes. We've already seen a few already. And why not sprinkle in this infestation of locusts that have been dormant for years and all of a sudden will attack mankind? So why not? Then throw in Joe Biden trying to get into a war with Iran for whatever reason he wants to do that. So on that note, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week, or maybe not.
So he's talking about the cicadas that are emerging this year.
Are the cicadas coming this year? They come every 7 years, right?
I believe so. I believe it's time for their cycle, or it's God telling us that DEI is infecting every part of our lives. I mean, I need a Mr. Forehead there who could eclipse the sun just by standing in front of it, honestly, to tell us what's going on.
The cicadas come out every 13 or 17 years. So the cicadas are coming out. No relationship to the eclipse.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to impact the earthquakes. I mean, we had an earthquake the other day.
We did.
Was that because the eclipse is coming? That must be what it is.
No, but I mean, no. God, why can't you figure this out? Those things are not causing the other. They're connected because something else is happening up on high.
Oh, I don't know. Well, let's check in with the mayor, America's mayor, former mayor of New York, now broke guy doing a radio program and hawking God knows what. Here he is explaining what's really going on with the earthquake.
Communist state of New York. And then we were in the state of Connecticut, and we just escaped all of the earthquakes. And then we got to Massachusetts, which probably had some earthquakes. And we got to New Hampshire with no earthquakes, which is telling me that somebody's sending us a message. The communist states are getting earthquakes. And I think that's what look at California. You can't have more earthquakes than California. You want to figure out why? We left
What?
Wasn't he the mayor of that communist city, New York?
Not when it was communist.
Communist.
Pre-communist.
Gotcha. That's when the fault lines reoriented. When Rudy left office.
Scoundrel's last refuge is what? Is patriotism, is that they said? Or maybe, I guess, fundamental religion. I mean, this guy was divorced like what, 2 or 3 times? I don't want to get that wrong because I know how these pious guys get very uptight if you say how many times they've been divorced and you get it wrong. But in addition to marrying his cousin or dating his cousin, he also cheated on, I think, both his wives. And I think he cheated on his last one by using the apartment that was donated to first responders. And the reporting was that the reason why Rudy Giuliani put the emergency response center in World Trade Center building number 7, which obviously became inoperable, there was a lot of gas in that building. There was stored a lot of tanks of gas there. He was begged not to do it. I think it was by Bratton, I want to say. Put it in Brooklyn. Why would you put it next to like one of the more obvious targets in downtown?
Which had been targeted before.
Yes, in '93, and but he needed a place to hook. He needed a bachelor pad hookup place, and that's what it was.
So how do we know that God is not punishing the entire state of New York because of just like the breadth of Rudy Giuliani's sins?
If you're gonna vote for Rudy Giuliani, then I'm giving you all an earthquake, and it's gonna take me a while because I can't, these things.
They take time.
These plates, you can't just press a button. You gotta, but yeah, that's probably what God was doing.
Yeah.
Punishing us for Rudy Giuliani. Incidentally, he mentioned New Hampshire. I went in 2008 to a Rudy Giuliani New Hampshire rally, and I think it might still be on YouTube somewhere. And it was about 7 people, and it was hilarious. They hate him in New Hampshire.
Well, it's because he's from one of those communist states.
Yep.
Before he'd renounced communism.